welcome to the Beyond the... No, that's not the name anymore. Welcome to the Knit and Paws podcast. My name, of course, is Raylene. This is my co-host, Mambu, aka Mamba, our current foster dog. She's very needy this morning, but she's a sweetie, so I don't mind. So I'm Raylene, aka Kamana Knits on Ravelry. You can find show notes for this episode at knitandpawspodcast.com. What? And you can also find us on iTunes, yay! On YouTube. I think that's it. There's also a Ravelry group that you can join if you would be so inclined. So yeah, there's lots of options to watch. Sorry if I'm quiet. Boyfriend's still sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet. I just got up a little while ago. It's my birthday again. It's the second year that I am happening to record on my birthday. So I slept in a bit. You can tell. I'm a little bit baggy, but that's okay. Wow, you are needy this morning. Are you needy? Are you a needy needy? Needy. Yeah, she's trying to like crawl into my lap. Because I record at my boyfriend's desk now, because the window's right there. There's our sectional, the corner piece doesn't fit in the couch in the living room. So we have it in here beside his desk, and the dog likes to lay on it so that she can be close to you. So now that I'm talking, she feels like she has to like be on my lap. Because she's a needy weenie. Yeah, she's been going to daycare. I'll tell you about that later. Anyway. Okay, you cannot come on my lap, honey. I'm sorry. No, you have to go down. You have to get back onto the couch. Yes, you do. No, that doesn't work. I know, you're a sweetie pie, but come on. Good girl. Okay. Be a good girl. Okay, so this could be a short episode or it could be a long one. I'm not quite sure yet. So it's whatever it is. Crayon raspberry juice. It's delicious. I'm getting doggy kisses. So, finished objects. Let's get the knitting. Honey, okay, no, not right now, okay? I know. I have a finished object that you haven't even seen in progress. Because I'm a machine. No. It was really easy to knit. I knit a pattern out of the Curls book by Hunter Hammerson. Why are you licking my pants? Well, now she just looks ashamed of herself, even though dogs don't feel shame. The emotion she is showing reminds me of shame. She was licking my pants, man. Licking my pants. So, oh, now she's getting down. I can hold her out. She's pouting. Oh, dogs are crazy. Dogs are funny is what they are. Anyway, okay, I need to get this done. Let's focus. Laser focus vision on recording. So I knit the first curl in the book, the Cassius curl. This is out of Malabrigo Rastita in the Lotus colorway, which is a lot more reddy purple than I thought it was. So this is basically the whole skein. I had like a wee teeny weeny ball left. I didn't have enough to do another repeat and then a super stretchy bind off, so I'm still not sure how to wear this because I don't think it's quite, I don't know. I knit it because it was fun. We'll just do it like that for now. It's raining today. We've had really weird weather. January is supposed to be the really cold time. We had our cold snap early January, and it's been like +1, +2. This is Celsius, of course. -1, -2. It's been hovering right around 0, or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And last night we actually had rain, so it's really, really icy out because it rained and froze. Excuse me, freezing rain. Not fun. So there's that. Finish that. That's all my finished objects. I've been knitting a lot. I just haven't finished a lot yet because I cast on all new projects. You're only going to see one project today that you've seen before. Otherwise, the other two that I've been working on are new. Pomme de Pin has not... I should have brought out my Pomme de Pin. I really should have. I will talk about the Pomme de Pin, but I will not show it. I've only knit like a couple rows on it, but I did something that should be discussed. I have not touched my banana leaf shawl either, so that has fallen out. This was my school knitting for about a week, and then I finished it. And now I have new school knitting because the elemental, or the banana leaf shawl was just getting too big. It didn't want to fit into my nice little Girl Cave bag. And I don't have room in my backpack for a larger bag because of books and stuff, school stuff. So in my Girl Cave bags, sock bag, which I like, I cast on a sock. It's a plain vanilla Fish Lips Kiss heel. I'm trying something a little bit different with the foot, or with the heel. After wearing, I wore those Prance socks, and that 6-stitch increase on the heel was just too much. The heel's baggy, but it's still tight across the top of the foot. So I tried something different this time with this one. This is the... I know it's on the rocks. I believe it's the September Club colorway. This is their Meridian sock. This is the only time they've released this base. It's a 2-ply merino nylon cashmere blend. I don't really like 2-plies, but I figured I wasn't going to do any patterning on this, so it's okay. It's a little bit darker in real life, not quite so blown out. That's more accurate right there. So this time when I started the heel, I took 2 stitches from this side and 2 stitches from this side and moved them to the top of the foot. And then when I was working the heel, I did the cast on of extra stitches on the first row and then decreased them on the last row and then brought those 4 extra stitches back down. So I'm hoping that gives me more ease in the top of the foot because I have 2 stitches that have not been worked for the heel, or 4 stitches that have not been worked for the heel. But then I hope that the heel will still fit nicely, because the heel with the original 6-stitch count on a 64-stitch sock fits me just fine. It's across the top of the foot where it pulls. Come on, bud. You can lay down there, I don't care, but she's laying under his desk now. It's her favorite spot. So this is the yarn skeined up. And this has been my school knitting. So I have I have 2 classes that I can knit through. They're both in the afternoon right after each other. So the first day in those 2 classes, I think I got till about here. The second day in those they're hour classes each, so I have about 2 hours at school. Second day I just finished the heel at the end of my last class. And then Friday I just knit during 1 class, and then I got that far along the foot. So next week I should be able to finish up this one, and then maybe another week or 2 for the other one. The last Prance socks got done really fast because I actually worked on them outside of class. I worked on them at home to finish them up because I wanted to get them off the needles. But I'm not in a hurry to finish that. I just get a lot done during those 2 hours. I'm sure if I was able to knit during the other classes, they would get done that much faster. But my first class, I really want to actually take, or I really have to actually take notes. My second class is my second class is my Old English class, and I have to pay attention and take notes to that as well. So, not that I'm not paying attention to the afternoon classes. I just don't feel a need to take notes. Some classes are like that. So next I'll show you my gloves. The His and Her Gloves by Dagmar Mora. Gloves. Not happy. I do not like knitting gloves. So I'm still working on the first one, but I have the thumb and 3 fingers done. I've cast on this. I cast it on really late at night. Here you can see that's where they do the gusset increases, but you put those on the top of the hand. So they feel a little bit they're a little bit too, like the fingers are a little bit too long for me, but they fit me okay. It's because they're ribbing. That's what's going to allow them to fit my boyfriend. So I'm not quite happy yet with the index finger. This only went up to here. It was really short, and so it caused this to pull away from his hand quite a bit. So I did some short rows here along this side to increase the height of just this section. And they look sloppy and gross. And now it's not, like it's pulling kind of funky in there, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going and hope that it works itself out, or if I'm going to rip back a little bit. They've kind of been in timeout. And this is all twisted rib. I still have to do another one. So I'm kind of not very happy with those, but we're working on them slowly but surely. I try to do a couple rows every night before I go on to more fun things. So the next thing that I have is big, and I've made a lot of progress on it. I'm joining in the Knitting Samurai and her guys. She's doing a short sleeve sweater cowl currently. So I joined in on that. I am doing the Miranda. This will look like a big blob because the only 8s I have are 32 inch, and I just gotten, the only 8s I have are 32s. So it's really scrunched up. I am doing this out of Silky Wool. Ooh, can't read that. Elizabeth Lavold Silky Wool XL. It's an 80% wool, 20% silk. This is colorway 009, aka dark turquoise they call it. It looks blue to me. I don't really see a lot of turquoise. So I had 9 skeins of this, which is like 900, they're 50 gram skeins. There is 104 yards or 95 meters per skein. I have 9 skeins, so that's 936 yards. Under 900 meters. So I think I'm going to have to buy at least another skein or 2, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to knit it till the end, and then I can go to my boyfriend. I need to buy this. Well, I wouldn't do that. I'll just buy some. Anyway, this is kind of how far I am. So I split off for the sleeves last night. I actually took it off. Okay, so the largest size that this pattern is for 53-inch bust. That is my upper bust measurement, basically. My upper bust measurement is 52. So I cast on for the 53, and at about, there's 2 sets of increases, which I didn't even realize at first. So after the 7th raglan increase, after the short rows, I did the short rows as called for, I started increasing for the front only every row, taking a note from Fat Squirrel. Every row, because I had calculated that by the time I got done those raglan increases, it would be a good size to actually fit my full bust. So these are my bust starts, basically. And then once I finished that first set, or I wasn't even done, I was like 5 repeats away from the first set, and I started freaking out because the schematic, all the measurements are flat except for the sleeve, which I didn't know. And a 16 around sleeve is not quite big enough. I got fat lady arms, it's fine. So then I was freaking out. So I took it off the needles, washed it, laid it out to dry, realized that my gauge is 16 stitches per 4 inches, not 18, which is fine. I don't care. I mean, I'm going to use up more yarn, which means I definitely probably will need to buy more yarn, but whatever. And so then I put it back on the needles, And I was just going to cast on extra stitches under the underarm. For my size, it has you cast on 2. It's the only size that has you cast on the underarm. So I was just going to cast on some more stitches there to make the arm a little bigger. Then I realized that that would kind of mess up my my fronts too, because that adds... Anyway, I was just going to decrease them away, starting almost right away, pretty much. So I put it back on the needles, and once I finished those, my raglan, the first set of raglan increases, I read on in the pattern and realized I had to do another 8. And those 8 rows, you were not supposed to be increasing for the sleeve. So I figured, perfect, I'll just increase for the sleeve, right? So I kept going and kept increasing for the sleeve, and I did 3 more repeats. We're getting so long. Because I've been increasing every round. Like for my size, by the time you get and cast off for the sleeve, you're sitting at almost 400 stitches. Well, for the last 14 repeats from the first set of repeats, for the last 14 of the first set, never mind the 3 that I had done extra now, or that I had to do extra now, not only had I, for the last 17 increase rounds, I had been increasing double the amount on the fronts. That's a lot of extra stitches. So I was well over 400 stitches on my needles. Plus I was still increasing for the sleeves, right? So that was... So I did the math, and I know that my back isn't 23.5 inches, I don't think, across the back. So I did... I cast off for the sleeves after only doing 3 in extra increase rounds instead of the 8 called for after the first set. My throat's a little sore. So, and I cast on 4 underneath the arms instead of only 2, and I did another 2 rows, and then I was like, I'm done. It was just really hard to knit over 400 stitches because these are such small needles, and I was really having trouble working the stitches around. Like, I was literally having to sit here and go, to get enough so that I could move stitches down here. And it was really hurting my wrist because at first I was just like pushing down. So my pinky's been sore. So hopefully this will work and continue working. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'll really enjoy the final product. So once I'm going to knit about 1 inch or 2 straight, and then I'm going to decrease all those stitches away, and then when I start doing this, I'm going to do the swoopy. I'm doing no hood and no pocket. So once and short sleeves. So once I start doing the swoopy bit, I'm just not going to do the decreases that mirror the mirrored decreases to keep the stitch count the same. So I'm going to increase a little bit for my stomach there and hope that'll work. Another reason why I will probably need more yarn. I'm modding the hell out of this thing. So far I have used 4 full skeins. This is my 5th one, so it's not very fluffy in comparison to a full skein. So I have 4 full skeins left, so we'll see how far that gets me. The pattern calls for a 14.5 inch after the body length. I don't think that's going to be long enough. I mean, my Graham is 15, and I think it's a little bit too short personally in the front. But if I'm increasing, it might be okay. We'll see. I don't even know if I'll get to 14 inches with the yarn that I have. So that's that. That's all my works in progress. Oh, I want to talk about my Pomme de Pin. So I'm doing the Pomme de Pin by Amy Christophers, of course. And I was about 10 or 11 inches into the body. And I'm doing it in Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light, so the sport weight Ultra Alpaca in the green, foresty, heathery kind of color. It's a bottom-up sweater. That's fine. So the pattern says to go to 17 inches and then bind off for the sleeves and work the front separately. So I was kind of starting to freak out a little bit because I had done my gauge swatch, but I didn't do a very large one because I'm brilliant. And I wasn't sure how much this yarn would grow vertically, because it is an alpaca blend, and alpaca tends to drape quite a bit, but I might get more horizontal growth than vertical, which is fine. So I took it off the needle, washed it and blocked it, and it grew. It was 12 inches blocked. So I'm going to do another 4 inches. Yeah, another 4 inches, and then I'm going to cast off for the sleeves, because that should be enough. 12 plus 4 is 6, and then it'll grow about another inch, and that's 17 then. And 17 inches is fine, so that'll be good. Yeah, let's move on. That's all I have to talk about for knitting. But I showed some stuff. Like, I made a lot of progress, so I feel okay about that. Next, I'm going to talk about... Did I bring that over? No, I did not. Talk about some recent purchases. So I told you last time about the Fripperies and Biblets stitch markers and how I had maybe ordered more. Well, they came. So she has her ring O's. The ring ones with the captive bead are stored in these little round tins. You can see there, kind of. But for her solid rings, she sells these separately. And these slide. They slide open. And you can store your wee little ring. Yeah, that's never going to work. There, you can kind of see. So, and this contains the wee little hearts I showed you last time. Wee little hearts that fit up to a size, US size 6. That's a 4.0 millimeter needle. And they snap closed, which is really nice. So I bought 2 of them. And then I bought more rings, slightly larger ones this time. So I bought these wee little stars. These fit up to a US 8, so 5.0 millimeter. And then I bought these teardrops. These are also for a US size 8, 4.0 millimeter. And this was still under $15 Canadian for both of those, and the 2 little, like these little things were, I think, $1.50 or something. So I'm really enjoying those. That's all I bought. So next I have a segment that I'm calling Bringing It Back, where I talk about past finished objects. Boyfriend's up. So, past finished objects. So, I brought out my Twisted Flower Socks by Cookie A. This is out of Madeline Tosh 80-10-10 fingering in the, I don't remember what colorway. A purple colorway. Huchera. I knit these 2 years ago? 3 years ago? And I'm sorry if they look, I wore them one day. And I always kind of expected the heel to go first. You can see it's fluffy. Because of the patterning, right? And everyone always says don't do patterning on the heel because it'll wear through. Well, the patterning on the heel did not wear through. And I'm assuming this is because of the cashmere content. The ball of the foot wore through. Like, it hasn't actually broken yet, but it's so thin, I don't even want to wear them anymore. And it's such a big spot that I don't really think I can darn it properly. And that's on both socks. So obviously my feet of awesomeness are too harsh for cashmere. So these will get washed and then just put into a closet, I'm sure. I'm not going to throw them out or anything. They were a lot of work. for the Twisted Flower socks by Cookie A. But I guess, this is the first pair of socks I've knit that have worn out. I don't think I've been knitting socks long enough to really start having problems, and I'm honestly not surprised it was a pair of cashmere ones to go first. Everyone always says, oh, I don't use cashmere on my feet because it wears through so much faster, and yeah, it obviously did, because none of my other socks have holes or that worn out part. But at the same time, I still got 3 winters wear out of them. So I don't see the point. I mean, I'm knitting more socks all the time, so it's okay if the older ones wear out, because if they never ever wear out, then I'm soon gonna have like a billion pairs of socks. Of course, I could also finish doing my mom's sock drawer. She has like, I think, 4 pairs of hand knit socks now. She really likes them, so I could keep giving them to her. But, you know, we'll see. So, watch out for cashmere. And it only has 10% cashmere. That was another thing that interested me. It only has 10% cashmere, and it wore out so fast. I've knit my mom a pair out of that, but she always wears shoes in the house. It's like she has specific indoor shoes. So I'm not sure if they will wear out as quickly because she's not walking around barefoot on them, whereas I don't wear shoes in the house or anywhere if I can help it. And I don't wear my socks in the summer either. So I only wear them in the winter. So I'm not sure. Foster Tales. Mamba's left me because Daddy got up. So Mamba's been going to daycare a couple days a week, and she loves it. Absolutely loves it. And she's really good. They just say she's so happy all the time. She's always so happy. That's kind of dogs, hey? Dogs are always so happy. So that's been going well. We did have an app come in for her last weekend, and we went to meet them. And one of them has allergies, and after we left, he had a mild allergic reaction. So they decided not to take her, which is fine. It happens. And so we had another app come in last night, or the other night, and they're coming today in about an hour to meet her. And they're bringing their dog. They had 3 dogs, and one of their dogs, well, 2 of their dogs have recently passed away. So they have a 5-year-old Jack Russell now that they're bringing, and then they have 3 older kids. They're all over 9. They live 2.5 hours outside of the city. So they are coming by in a little while to meet her and bring their dog and get their dog to meet her and make sure that everything goes okay. They seem like a really nice family. But you know, it's not always the first app that is the one. All the apps are done first come, first serve, so if there's multiple applications, the first one in line we deal with until they either say yes or no. If they say no, then we go on to the second one. If they say yes, then like we don't talk to the other applicants. I don't even get to see the other applications unless the first one declines or decides that they're not a good fit. So, you know, it's really nice in that way. These people that we met with Mamba on Sunday, they said they had been they had put in an application for a corgi from a Winnipeg-based rescue, and they had the home check. They had driven out the 10 hours to meet the dog. They had, you know, done all this stuff and put all this work into it. And then she said that when the person who ran the rescue told one of their friends that this dog was getting adopted, that person went, "Oh, that was too bad. I wanted her," or I was thinking of adopting him. And then they canceled, these people from Saskatoon, they canceled their app and said, "No, we're adopting to this person." And I really don't like that. Like, she had an app. She had gone through the process. They had been approved for the adoption. And then this rescue arbitrarily decided that their friend was a better fit. Like, come on, people. So that kind of upset me. But Mamba's been doing really good, and she's a sweetie. We love her. And we might not have her soon, which is okay. That's how it's supposed to be, right? I think that's all. I have to go eat. And we have birthday shenanigans to take care of today. So that'll be fun. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.